from Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We are still dealing with dry conditions across mid-Michigan this afternoon. However, you will notice on satellite and radar, we're starting to see some cloud cover west of 127 that's slowly going to overspread the area as we go throughout the rest of the day. Temperature-wise, 65 degrees over in Hastings because of the dense cloud cover they are already dealing with. Compare that to 70, our current temperature in Lansing, Mason, Howell, as well as over in Owasso. We are going to bounce in between partly to mostly cloudy conditions throughout the day. Temperature-wise, we're only making it into the mid-70s for highs, but there is the chance to at least tie or maybe break a record high temperature over the weekend. More details in just a bit. 6 News at Noon starts right now.
Breaking news live from 6 News.
We are following breaking news at noon. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kirk Montgomery. The Supreme Court is allowing Lisa Cook, an MSU economics professor on unpaid leave for her federal appointment, to remain as a Federal Reserve governor, at least for now. The court is declining to act on the Trump administration's effort to immediately remove her. In a brief unsigned order today, the High Court said it would hear arguments in January over President Donald Trump's effort to force Cook off the Fed board. Now, the court will consider whether to block a lower court ruling in Cook's favor while her challenge to her firing by Trump continues. Now, the other big story we are following is for the first time since 2018, the federal government is shut down. Democrats and Republicans are pointing the blame at each other, raising the question of how long the stalemate will last. Meanwhile, the Trump administration says it plans to use the shutdown to cut the size of the government even more, with some workers likely to be laid off. Natalie Brand is here for you now with the very latest from Washington.
For the first time in nearly 7 years, the federal government shut down at midnight with no sign of how long it could last.
Well, it ends when the Senate Democrats pick this bill up, passed by the House of Representatives, and vote for it.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune has signaled there are ongoing conversations with rank-and-file Democrats in an effort to convince them to break with party leadership and support the GOP's short-term funding measure.
What gives us the ability to win this argument with the American people is we're standing for what they want with health care, and they are not.
Democratic leaders say they're standing firm that a negotiation has to address their concerns over health care cuts and extending enhanced health care tax credits under the Affordable Care Act.
We inherited this really bad health care system from the last days of the Biden administration. We want to fix it. We just don't want to shut down the government while we're fixing it.
The Trump administration's Office of Management and Budget acknowledged it's difficult to predict how long a shutdown will last and directed agencies to begin shutdown operations.
The Congressional Budget Office estimates 750,000 federal workers could be furloughed each day. Essential employees, including federal law enforcement, military service members, and TSA agents, are required to continue working without pay for now. Aaron Barker works for the TSA in Atlanta.
If it gets to that point where officers can't afford to come in or have to make a decision whether to purchase medication, pay daycare, or put gas in the car to come to work, they're going to have to make that hard decision, and no one really wants to do that.
President Trump has said the shutdown could also result in layoffs and cuts of programs that don't fit with his priorities. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Congresswoman Haley Stevens issued a statement on the shutdown saying in part, quote, "My fight is to make sure Republicans reverse their proposed Medicaid cuts and ensure health care is affordable for working families in Michigan." She goes on to say, "I'm not interested in political games or distractions. I'm interested in results, lowering costs, protecting jobs, and delivering for Michigan." Now, on the other side of the aisle, Congressman Tim Walberg weighed in on the budget talks earlier this week, laying the blame on the Democrats.
This is the exact same bill that Chuck Schumer and the Democrats passed this past March. Nothing has changed. We haven't taken anything out of it. We haven't added anything to it except some security dollars. There is no wiggle room at this point. We have done our job. We have sent the bill over to the Senate. All they have to do is pass it.
On the local political front, Michigan's government will not shut down, at least for now. Lawmakers voted early this morning to temporarily fund the state through early next week. The goal is to buy time while they finalize and vote on a full permanent budget. Governor Whitmer signed the continuation budget very early this morning, keeping Michigan's government operating through October 8th. Lawmakers say they will continue meeting to finalize the budget. In a news release from Whitmer, House Speaker Matt Hall and Senate Majority Leader Winnie Brinks said the legislature intended to pass a full budget this week. Be sure to stay with 6 News for the latest developments from both Lansing and Washington as we work to keep you updated on air, online, and through our 6 News app. End Gun Violence Michigan is hosting a press conference to announce the implementation of the Safe Homes, Safe Schools law. Beginning today, school districts are required to send information about Michigan's secure storage law out to all parents and caregivers once a year, every year. Safe Homes, Safe Schools requires all schools in the state to educate parents every year about the safe storage of firearms.
When it comes to protecting children, safe storage is one of our strongest tools. The majority of K-12 school shooters are children, and the majority of accidental child firearm deaths are the result of guns left loaded and unlocked.
Organizers say many schools are unaware of the new law, which is why they're working to publicize it. Also, a new state law takes effect today that will impact how small businesses offer paid time off. It's called the Earned Sick Time Act, which already went into effect in February, but starting today, it will specifically apply to micro businesses or businesses with only 1 to 10 employees. Employers at these businesses now must provide written notices to new hires about their sick leave rights, post the law's requirements at the workplace, and keep detailed records of hours worked and sick time for 3 years. Businesses also do not have to separate sick leave from general paid time off. Employers can also ask for documentation if a worker takes more than 3 consecutive sick days, and the worker has 15 days to give this documentation.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
It is going to both look and feel slightly different across mid-Michigan as we go throughout our Wednesday compared to the conditions that we were treated to yesterday. Notice on satellite and radar, we have a lot of cloud cover currently gathering to the west of US 127. That cloud cover will be moving into our region as we go throughout the rest of the day, giving us partly sunny conditions across the area. That cloud cover is also going to help to cool our temperatures down as well. Highs only in the mid to upper 70s expected for our Wednesday and Thursday, which yes is cooler compared to the low 80s that we were dealing with yesterday, but still we're trending well above normal for this time of year. Notice on Precision Cast we stay dry and mostly cloudy overnight tonight, and dry and mostly cloudy conditions still expected as we move into our Thursday. We'll start to break apart that cloud cover just in time for Friday. Mostly sunny conditions in the forecast by then. We're going to hold on to widespread sunshine even as we move into the weekend, which could potentially feature maybe a record-breaking high temperature on Saturday. Notice again, high temperatures today in the mid to upper 70s. Average high this time of year right around 67 degrees. So we're still trending well above that mark, especially so as we move into Friday and the weekend, feeling a lot more like summer by then with highs in the mid 80s. 86 degrees our forecasted high temperature on Saturday. The current record high temperature for that day is also 86 degrees, set back in 1951. So we're going to have to keep a very close watch on the high temperature across the area by then. Our current temperatures outside this afternoon, not even that bad. 70 degrees our current temperature here in Lansing, 66 currently over in Traverse City. A lot warmer the further west and south that we go. Temperatures already in the upper 70s in portions of St. Louis, Springfield, and over towards Kansas City as well. There's still a fair amount of sunshine that we will be able to pick up on as we go throughout the next few hours here. Temperatures in Lansing, 70 degrees. Dew points currently sitting in the low 50s. A very light breeze currently coming out of the east, right around 8 miles per hour. That also happens to be our peak wind speed for our Wednesday thus far. We're in the upper 60s over in Grand Ledge. No sustained winds or wind gusts being picked up by our sensor thus far. 71 your current temperature in Jackson. Still dealing with mostly sunny conditions at this time. And our final stop over in Hillsdale. Some very thin high-level clouds in the area with winds currently out of the east-northeast at 13 miles per hour. Again today, temperatures topping out near 75 degrees. That average high 67, so still well above that mark. Overnight tonight we'll get a little bit closer to our average overnight lows, but still only cooling down into the upper 40s across the area. So that light jacket that you use today, likely still going to need it by tomorrow. After that though, it looks like we are going to be smooth smooth sailing, not only with our high temperatures, but also our overnight lows. We're in the mid-80s Friday, Saturday, Sunday, low 80s for a high temperature on Monday. Also, take a look at our overnight lows. Saturday morning, Sunday morning, Monday morning. We're only waking up to temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s.
Unbelievable.
It really is, especially when you think about the fact that the average first freeze here in mid-Michigan is in early October. We're in early October right now.
Not this year.
Yeah.
All right.
We have no temperatures in the 30s in sight.
I know you said we may tie or break a record on Saturday.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on it.
Thanks, Kendall.